Welcome back, beautiful tri-state area. You're listening to A Moment of Zen right here on 710 WOR, the voice of New York, iHeartRadio. I'm your host, Zen Sams. In the Discover Your Potential segment brought to you by Keep the Past, today we're joined by our regular contributor and co-host, Dan Gilman, and today he's joined by Don Daniel, the visionary founder of P.I.L.L Method International, which is a company dedicated to transforming financial understanding and strategy. With 19 years in the business, Don's focus has been on demystifying the concept of amortization, which is a critical financial mechanism since the first self amortizing loan in 1936. Recognizing a significant gap in public education on this topic, he has committed his entire career to educating people on how to cut interest costs, not just rates, through smarter financial practices, reducing interest rate costs by about 75% and eliminating all debt in just about 7 to 9 years. That's pretty incredible. They're going to join me today to chat all about his P.I.L.L method and how it can help you ultimately achieve financial freedom. Welcoming now to the show is my expert at hand, Don Daniel, and our incredible co-host, Dan Gilman. Welcome to the show, superstars.
Hey, Zen. Good to be here.
Hello,
Hey,
Zen.
Don.
Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you, Don. Okay, let's dive right in. So, Don, you're the creator of the P.I.L.L method, which stands for Prepayment of Principal, Isolation of Principal Amounts, Leverage, and Liquidity. And it's a systematic approach to learning how to read and understand the language in which amortized loans are written to help your clients optimize and advance their wealth. And to go even one step further, I know at the core of this method is its innovative use of artificial intelligence driven tools such as the opportunity cost calculator. It's pretty fantastic. Can you share the story behind the creation of the P.I.L.L method? And please tell us more about what inspired you to develop this particular approach.
Sure. I have what's called Asperger's, or some people refer to it as ASD, autism spectrum disorder. So when I look at an amortization schedule, I don't see the numbers really. I see things in pictures and patterns. And so while everyone else is looking at that and paying all this interest, I'm looking at it differently and says, you know what? If we did this instead of that, we'd pay 75% less interest. And please don't ask me how I know how it works. I just know that it does. But over 19 years, I've learned how to describe it to other people. That's how we got started. This is why I am on the planet. I didn't do well in school, but I do well in this.
I love that you found your purpose and that you are authoritative about knowing what your purpose is. It makes all the difference. And it's incredible. And particularly, I love that AI is at the heart of it all. You got me at AI. It's because it's so important to be an early adopter in this particular field, since the AI market, guys, is projected to reach a staggering $410 billion by 2027. That's just 3 years away, which would be drastic growth from its estimated 86 billion revenue back in 2022, 2 years ago. So, Dan, I know you have some questions, but I find all of this fascinating. I'm going to hand it off to you, Dan.
Great. Nice having you here, Don.
Thank you,
How
sir.
does Thank you. How does the P.I.L.L method differ from other debt reduction strategies, and why do you believe it's more effective?
Well, because, some of the two popular ones are the debt snowball and avalanche methods. They focus on how to pay off the principal. They don't focus on how much it costs to manage the debt. So if I'm looking at the snowball method, I'm paying off the smallest debt first and then taking that minimum payment and snowballing it into the next debt, and I move up. Well, those debts are usually the ones with the smallest interest cost. They may have a high interest rate, but the interest cost is small. So for instance, if I'm paying off my car instead of my house first, I'm focusing there, my interest cost on the car could be $80, but my interest cost on my house is $900 to $1,000 interest every month. Why should I focus on the first 2 years on totally focusing on the car and saving $80 in interest, and over the next 2 years pay $900 a month interest on my house? And it doesn't even bother me. It doesn't even hurt, because I'm focused on the small wins and the feelings. I mentioned in my book, what does it cost to get your good feelings?
Wow, you're right. What does it cost, right? Now, let's chat about debt because everyone's favorite topic is debt because they want to learn how to get out of it and stay away from it. So, according to the New York Federal Reserve's quarterly household debt and credit report, total household debt rose by 109 billion to reach close to 18 trillion as of the second quarter of this year, which is a record high. So, clearly, managing debt is a relevant and necessary topic for many in the US today. But before we get into how your method can help with this, I'm first curious to know what are the most common misconceptions, because there's many misconceptions people have about managing debt in your experience.
Well, Zen, one of the things that you mentioned there is that the average family has 13 different debts, okay? And they pay about 35 to 39% of their take-home pay just on the interest payments alone. It is a huge amount, even those that do well financially. Some of the things that people misunderstand is if I have a high interest rate on my credit card, I want to focus there. Well, a $10,000 credit card bill at even over 20% is only going to cost me about $200 in interest. If I take that $10,000 and pay it off, congratulations, you just saved $200. I put that $10,000 on a mortgage with $400,000 at 7%. I put $10,000 on it. That saves me about $66,000 in interest. We are focusing on interest rate when the P.I.L.L method is trying to teach people how to focus on interest cost. That's how you mitigate interest, putting the right amount of money in the right month, on the right day of the month, to the right loan, focusing on that. Kill interest, and now you kill the debt.
You move the sand in the sandbox in the right direction.
Exactly.
But Don has some valuable information that can contribute to the quality of a person's life. And it only costs you a few dollars. It's his book. Why not get that?
I'm going to go through the P.I.L.L method myself with some of my investment properties. So I'm going to link up with Don, and then I'm going to sit down with him, show him my investment portfolio, and see how I can eliminate interest.